I just shot this thing. It was like 15, 20 minutes long. This is a prelude to the rest of the video that's going to be playing in a minute. I messed up. I don't know what I was thinking. Hold up. I didn't even get my light right. There we are. I shot it with the ProMist filters because I wanted to play around with ProMist filters, and I should have just done it on something else. I thought it was going to look good. I'm looking at the monitor now, and I'm not a huge fan. But like I said, I already shot it. It's like 15 minutes of me talking. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, you guys will watch it. Y'all can tell me how y'all feel. It is what it is. We'll live with it. I know it's been a little bit since I've made my last video. I know I say this all the time. I have been busy. And I got some really good news that's what this whole video is about. But I did this little thing where I procrastinated the entire time about making a video about it and what I was going to be doing. I procrastinated. I was also like busy with like pre-pro for it, and I didn't make anything about it for a long time. I shot my very first short film, Pretty Dead Things. You can find that online. I'll link it below. It's on Vimeo. I wanted to share it on here some time ago, but I haven't downloaded a good copy of it, and I haven't gotten one. I haven't gotten a copy from Michael. It's not like high on the list. I just wanted to share that with you guys, if you're interested. But 2019, it was back in 2019 when I shot that, and about 2 months ago, Brent, a friend of mine, called me up and he was like, "Hey, would you be interested in shooting a feature film for me? It's called Lost Cause." And I was super confused for a moment there because it was out of the blue. He didn't text me like, "Hey, I want to have a phone, I want to talk to you about an upcoming project." He didn't give me any kind of heads up. He just straight up called me and he was like, "Hey, this is a feature film that I'm working on. I like working with you. Are you interested in shooting it with me?" And I was just like, "What?" I told him I needed the rest of the day and maybe one more day to just read his script, think about it, see if I could, scheduling wise, if I could handle it, because it was gonna be 2 weeks total off of work. So yeah, that was like a big commitment in many ways to see if I can even make it happen. And long story short, I took it, I shot it. We finished June 24th, 2021. The reason I'm saying the year is also in case, I decided to look back on this in X amount of time from now. I can just be like, yeah, I did shoot that back then. But it was a really good project. I came into it kind of nervous because I've only shot short films. And the thing about short films is they kind of have like a safety net in a way where if you mess up, you're like, well, it was meant for learning. I shot that short for that reason, to learn, whatever, right? Like that's what at least that was my thinking when it came to short films. It's if you mess up, it's kind of okay. But with the feature, it's like, and I'm speaking with the experience of one, but with the feature in my head, I thought, I can't mess up. Everything has to make sense because it needs to work as a movie. Because it's now in the realm of this is a movie. And yes, it's an indie film. It's not the same as, a high or big production type thing, but still it is in the deep end. It's in the deep end with the other movies. It gets to play with those in a way. And so I wanted, at least in my department as DP, cinematographer, like I wanted it to work as best as I could. And I went into it giving it everything I could. One of the coolest parts about Lost Cause and working with Brent was that he didn't really restrain me from working creatively with the camera. He allowed me to pursue shots. He let me just like, if I wanted to frame things up a certain way, as long as it worked for him, it worked with me. And there was 3 times in one day we were working in a shed and we had this issue. The biggest thing for me was like, don't just point the camera over here and record because the people are going to be coming into it and they do their blocking and then they're out. Like I didn't really care for that. And we've all heard the Roger Deakins thing where it's like, I have the camera here to show it's like, why is the audience watching it from here? I may have butchered it. If I care for it, I'll do the text. But there was only those 3 times where we had this issue and I would just straight up say like, hey, I'm not vibing with this. The shot's not good. It lacks depth. It lacks, creativity. And at the end of the day, it just feels like we decided to put the tripod here, put the camera here, and then have the actors do their thing. It just didn't work. And it was funny because like Brent was like, I'm seeing it now on the monitor, and I'm also thinking the same thing. And like for that specific instance, we were shooting against the toolbox. The characters are coming up and grabbing things from the toolbox, and we decided to put it on the other side of this tractor. Made it very low angle. We actually used the bucket of the tractor, and we used it as a leading line. It was kind of like, it's funny, when I'm on this side of the camera, I can't understand the functions of the camera. So it's like the hook was right here, and then it went this way. And then so it just kind of acted like a nice little leading line to lead you to where the actors were. I'm not big with like put a leading line in your face. I think leading line should be a lot more subtle. This is just a quick rant, but I feel like leading line should be very subtle in a way, not like a literal line, unless that's your style. Overall, I couldn't have done this project either without my camera team, without JB the gaffer, and Rachel, our key grip, Carson. She was my first AC. She did a great job pulling focus. Jack was our second AC for a while due to some unforeseen things. He was no longer on the project, and Kiara came along and she just killed it. I think it was like her second or third time working on a production. I can't remember. But anyway, she did a great job, and it was really cool seeing people that really, really wanted to be part of the filmmaking process. Shout out to everybody in the team. I don't remember everybody's name, but I thought this was going to be a really rough or tough project for some reason, thinking like the scope of it all. But everybody was just like a blast to work with. I think really only one day out of 9 we were behind schedule, but we came together as a team and we got everything we needed to, and yeah, we killed it. I mean, we shot everything. I think there was a couple of days where we had some heavy days. I think they were saying we had like 20 or 26 scenes to shoot, and we got them all. Some of them were very easy. They were like a scene of him taking the keys down from the key ring and another one taken up, but just different time of day, so we adjust the lighting to make it feel like if it was early morning or nighttime. And this whole project's in black and white, so it's very aesthetically pleasing in that regard. It's just like, which is a quick side note, working in black and white was very interesting. It was a lot of fun, but it was very interesting. We had, you have to separate everything due to exposure in the shot. You no longer have colors to work with, so it was just like either highlights or shadows, different gradations of gray or whatever. So it was a lot of fun to work in that regard, seeing the world in black and white. For those that are interested in the camera, what it was, the camera was a Blackmagic Pocket 6K. I'm pointing that way because it's right over there. That was the camera body. We used Vespid, or DZO Vespid primes, the 24, 35, 50, 75, 100, and 125. They look beautiful. Even at a 2.1, they're a little softer, but they're still sharp, wide open. I have Rokinon Zines, and I don't like them as much as I like those Vespids. Like, the Zines are fine, but they're a little boring. And that's also why I love shooting on my Contax Zeiss lenses. I'm shooting on that right now, paired with my GH5, using a quarter black Pro Mist filter because I'm dumb. I just want to see what this looks like, if I like it. The Blackmagic literally was running 12, 13 hours a day. We had V-mount batteries, we would swap them out when it was ready or when they were dead, and never gave me an issue. The built-in NDs came in clutch from when we were shooting exteriors, just to get, shallow depth of field at certain points. I did shoot a couple of scenes with a deep focus because there was enough people that were important. They were doing things that mattered where I wanted to have a deep focus, shooting at f16, f11, just depending on the shot, or ft, but whatever. I wanted to have that focus on everybody in the shot, and so definitely played with some deep focus a couple of times. We had a lot of silhouettes, which was fun. I shot through some mirrors and some like really cool reflection shots where characters were looking this way and the reflections were hitting this way, and you could just see like part of the mirror, and you could tell like, yeah, this is a mirror shot. We had another one that I'm not gonna really tell you about until I can get the footage. I haven't gotten my copy of it all yet, so but once I can get it, I'll probably make a part 2 of this video, just talking more about some of the stuff we did, and if I can remember them, the lighting setups. JB killed it. He is very knowledgeable as a gaffer, DP, director, and he was just great to work with in that regard. I'm hoping we can work and collab with each other again. We used the Axoon Cine 2 Pro to send signals to people's phones, like Script Supervisor and the EP when he was on set, and then obviously to the focus monitor for Carson so she could pull focus. And I don't really know of anything else that might matter on the camera. I mean, nobody really cares about brands on V-mounts. Use what you got, I guess. So the next thing for me is I'm already talking to a couple friends of mine, Brandon and Kinder, a couple other people. I want to direct this like 3-page short. Hunter is going to be involved. I think I've talked about him before in the past. He's Chan's brother. Either way, I just want to direct this 3-page short because I need to. I've talked about it before, I believe, and I just put it behind and delayed it on other things because I was being a punk. But now I know I need to do my thing. One of the reasons is because on Lost Cause and really any short film I've worked on, I've always done like small directing things. I would say certain notes or whatever, and I always do it with permission from the director. And I don't say anything unless the director gives me the A-okay. But I know directing is what I want to do, or at least to try it enough to know for sure. And there was enough times on Lost Cause where I gave notes and the actors would really appreciate them and really like them, and they were just received really well. Once I get the footage, I want to show you. I'll probably show one of the takes of one of my favorite notes that I gave, and we'll go from there. But for this 3-page short, I've got some action choreography that needs to happen. Should be pretty fun overall and low risk enough where if I mess up, it's kind of okay. I also randomly want to rent an Arri Classic camera just because they're going for like $90 for the weekend on ShareGrid, and I think it would be awesome to shoot something on that camera. Anything random. I know it's only 2K, but I'm not worried about the resolution. But I think it would be fun, you know, just like shoot something for real on Arri. Also, fun thing, DZO, the people that make the Vespids, saw my story and stuff like that, where I was tagging them, and have actually been like texting, and I started following me on Instagram. So that was pretty cool. I was like, what's up? Overall, Lost Cause was a blast. It was like a super confidence booster type thing for me because I was scared in a way. Not like scared, like, but like concerned. I was concerned, you know, could I actually shoot a feature as a cinematographer? I got a lot of positive feedback, comments, and learned a lot. Hoping for the best for it. Can't wait to see it when it's finally edited. I will be helping Brent however I can in that process. And yeah, if you guys are interested, like and subscribe. I'm gonna keep making videos. I know I wasn't consistent for a little while there. I'm trying to do it with my jobs. So, but yeah, I will see y'all in the next one, mi gente.